Good morning from the Corinth Canal. I am going on a road trip, as you've probably been able to tell today, around the Peloponnese, not the full Peloponnese because it's just for the day, and I'm just stopping here because it's a good place to kind of stop and stretch your legs on the way out of Athens. I am standing on the side over here. Lots of people are standing over there on the bridge, which I will go over to, but they've built these kind of platforms over here, and you can go bungee jumping now here, which I will not do. Boats are currently going through. I've actually been through the canal twice on a sailboat. I will link to those different videos in the description box. Thought I'd walk to the other side of the bridge because there aren't any people over here. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna try to get close, but many of you know I'm afraid of heights. It's such a beautiful color, the water. One of the top questions I am asked is how to get a SIM card on arrival in Greece, but my recommendation is to get an eSIM before you arrive. Aerolo is the leading provider of eSIMs and is trusted by more than 20 million travelers worldwide. Aerolo is the sponsor of this week's video. eSIMs are easy to operate, and Aerolo makes it even easier by providing an app. Once you download the app, you choose the best eSIM plan for your trip. You can choose one just for Greece or Eurolink, which provides services in 42 European countries. Download the app by using the link in my description box below and use my code AGIRL3 to receive $3 off your first eSIM purchase from Aerolo. Once you purchase the eSIM, you install it and the app will guide you step by step. Once you arrive in Greece, you activate the SIM. You will instantly have a connection and you won't have to spend your vacation trying to find a SIM card. Aerolo provided data for me on this road trip through the Peloponnese, ensuring I didn't get lost on unfamiliar roads. The data connected throughout the trip on the mountainous roads, and I made phone calls to let my friends and family know I was safe when I reached different points along the way. I was also able to make a video call to show a friend some places of the points I visited on this trip. Install Aerolo for free today so you can stay connected in Greece or wherever you travel. Use my code AGIRL3 to receive $3 off your first eSIM purchase. The link is in the description box below. Thanks to Aerolo for sponsoring this video. This is the second stop. This is the Acropolis of Tyrins, which is another Mycenaean city, not too far from Mycenae. It was probably, I didn't go there first, obviously. It might have been a 30 to 45 minute drive. Obviously, in ancient times, kind of a hike. And this is really close to Napio. And the one time I went to Napio, I saw it on the way from the bus and I thought, what is that? And I'm finally making it back here. Another site with giant boulders for walls, just like at Mycenae. If you missed that video, I will put a link to that down in the description as well. That was up on a hill. This is not, this is flat and easy to drive up to. There's almost no one here. There were some people leaving when I went in, and a few people had pulled into the parking lot when I did, but it's not anywhere near as busy as Mycenae was. And so far, I haven't seen anyone else now that I've been in here. So they have been restoring and repairing the ramp in the Citadel, and I don't know when it happened. The sign doesn't say, but can you imagine they had to use a crane to lift these stones? So this is that part of that wall that they restored, and it looks like stabilized, so that it was safe to be up here. This feels positively medieval. I'm not sure. I think the date is also 13th century BC, so Definitely older than that, but it feels like that. Wow, look at that. Look how thick the wall is. Still have up some scaffolding and ramps, and this area is blocked off, so they're either doing some more stabilization or restoration. In typical ancient Greek fashion, they have a great view. You can see the sea over there. That's fabulous. And actually, you can see Peloponnese fortress and some of Napio off in the distance. If you're coming to Napio and you've rented a car, it's a good place to stop. What's cool is you can kind of walk around on the top and see the layout of the ancient structure. See the different rooms and shops and palace type things. They have a map over there that tells you what they think they are. I love this, where you can see the outline of the building very clearly. I love these old structures, and sometimes you can't walk in them, but look, I'm inside an ancient building. Probably would have been another story. Even though I'm sure that you guys have already figured this out, come early, because there is no shade up here and it is hot, much like the Acropolis in Athens. To get out, you walk down this staircase, which I couldn't film because there was no handrails, and you go through the old gate, and it has that same shape as it did in Mycenae, and this one's actually open. The one in Mycenae you can't walk through. You can go up close, but you can't walk through it. Here's where you get a real sense of the scale of it, and why from the road I was like, what is that? So very impressive structure here. The next stop on this little road trip around the Peloponnese is Napio for lunch. It's very hot here in Napio, but I have gone to Aero's Tavern, which I've eaten at here before, and it was really good. And it's very early for Greek lunch. It's like just now 1 o'clock, but I have one other thing I definitely want to do, and then hoping to maybe go to a beach just to see. So thought I'd stop here. It's an easy place to take a break for lunch. Here's my giant piece of moussaka, and I'm glad it came with a little bit of greens. I think I need it. This is the oldest bridge in the world, at least according to the internet. It is Mycenaean built. It is still standing, and it has that classic sort of triangular shape that a lot of you're seeing in the ruins of the castles and fortresses. It is still, relatively functional. You can walk across it. I don't think you should drive a car across it, but you can definitely walk across it. You can even walk through it or under it. Oh, it's quite steep though. Let's see if I can actually do that. Okay, I entered from the side. This is amazing. Oh, it looks like they have a light set up in here. I was wondering what the wires were. Doesn't look very stable to me, but I'm not an engineer. But see, there's lots of space between the rocks. And the road, the modern road, goes right by it. Well, I'm going to do what you do on bridges, and that's walk over it. It feels stable. You don't walk across it going, well, that doesn't feel right. What I think is interesting is there's still a modern bridge not far right there. So that means that water still flows down under this ancient bridge, under the modern one. And that's pretty cool to think of, that this place where water flows has been flowing for thousands of years. Not right now because it's super dry. There is another bridge, but it is 2-something kilometers away, and it is too hot to walk that far. It's only in the low 30s, but it's just been feeling super hot, and it is now 2-something in the afternoon, so not really the best idea to hike at this time of year. Later in the day, so the hat is on. Some of you may have figured out where I am if you've been here before, but in case you haven't, and I haven't either, believe it or not, we are at the ancient theater of Epidavros. It's only about a 20-minute drive from the bridge to here. Here we are. It is pretty magnificent. If you don't know, they host shows here still in the summer. It's called the Epidavros Festival. The Odeon Theater in Athens also is a part of it. So if you're here in the summer, you can come and do this. And there is a bus from Athens to the theater, so you don't have to figure out how to get here on your own if you don't want to rent a car. According to the sign, it can hold 12,000 people. And it supposedly has great acoustics. You can stand in here and hear the people all the way up. It's amazing that it still does that today. They don't use anything. I think they maybe use lights now, but that's about it. You can definitely hear it when people clap or they talk really loud, the echoing. It's very cool. I am not going to climb up the stairs. It's just too hot for me. I know that's kind of a cop-out, but I don't feel great as it is, so I'm not going to make it worse. I was sitting here, and there's a man sitting on the other side of the circle, and I could hear him. I think this is the best way to end this video, on a highlight of seeing the ancient theater of Epidavros. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.